Mics are on, boys, and we're back to the show at hand.
Oh, sorry about that, guys.
No, it's my fault. It's my fault. I know exactly what happened.
What?
The gem that I used to make the invisibility cloak emits an EM frequency, and it regularly interrupts electronics, much as there's an unusual EM frequency reported during UFO sightings and encounters.
Okay.
And so that's my bad. I wasn't even thinking. That's on me.
Well,
No worries. Let's
now we
just
know.
hope it doesn't happen again. You know.
Now we know because
It won't happen again.
this has been an insane journey. It seems like every time we're around Bigfoot Willie, something weird happens.
Something weird always happens. Is there anything to Bigfoot being a time traveler?
This is something I've always been curious about.
Yeah. I want to get into the meat and potatoes here.
Well, I think that
Are you okay?
I think that maybe your conceptions of time and space are merely conjectural, and that it is not that he travels through time and space, but that he is time and space. And in that way, he can travel.
Wow.
Just a guess.
It's just a stab. Just a stab. Is the Bigfoot business, is it lucrative? Are you in this for the money, Willie?
No, money is a silly construct.
Okay. How do you come about getting these goods here? Are you employed, sir?
Well, it's a family trade,
It's rude.
and I mean it's quite the story. I don't know if words could really do it justice, but I could sing you a song.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's hear the song.
I want you to hear this song. I would love to hear this song. If it's even an eighth as good as that spoken word poem that you gave us last year. Brought a tear to my buddy's eye here.
I mean,
So
I cried
I
pretty
would
easily, but
absolutely-
it did. I was amazed by it.
Now, do you use you gave a nice little squatch call earlier, a female squatch call if I recall correctly.
You do.
Now, do you ever use you ever think maybe you could lure a squatch with a nice, Spanish guitar, maybe flamenco tune, or just a nice little ditty?
Well, we are really getting to the core of why I'm here tonight. The Bigfoot Beacon has brought me here, and I think that it is to use this as an avenue for my message. This is exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to send Bigfoot a message to let him know why I need to meet him. My fans all call me Bigfoot Willie Jr. 'Cause Bigfoot Willie Sr. is my paw. Mama's name, it ain't the same. Her name is Shirley. And she's in prison due to a run-in with the law. You see me, my ma and pa, we was in business. The business of tracking a Bigfoot down. The feds, they say our business wasn't honest, so they cuffed my mama and dragged her butt downtown. Bigfoot, I know you're out there, can you hear me? I hear her name. It was shortly after that my pa went loony, 'cause he'd seen a biped ape man in the woods. There's nobody left in town that would believe him, so I promised I'd find Bigfoot if I could. So each night after last light I get to walking, casting plaster molds of the freshest Sasquatch prints. Through the Klamath Mountains I'll be stalking, also I can prove my mama's innocent. Bigfoot, I know you're out there, can you hear me? Meet me in the moonlight silver gleam. It's me, your old pal, Bigfoot Willie Jr. Please don't go inside, squash all my dreams.
That was tremendous.
Wow.
Don't go and Sasquatch all my dreams.
I know. He was making molds. What's the best thing to make mold out of? Plaster of patty?
No, Pastor of Munich.
Okay.
Germans make better plaster.
Sure.
Engineering.
Sure, yeah.
That's good German
So we got a
engineering.
lot of comments
Listen,
coming
once
in.
you get over all that poop shame, then it's,
We're not over it.
once you get over it, then you can really do some engineering.
We're not over it. All right, Mike, go ahead and hit us with some of those comments, boy.
All right, so we got Steve Holbert. Thanks, Jennifer Barra.
Holbert.
Sing it for us. We got Missy Bliss. I freaking love him. Rachel Weiss Crawford. I agree with Nate. Jenny Elgin. That was great. James Thomas. My daughter just came down in a bear bath towel with ears. And
See,
everything.
the Squatch song works.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry for getting your name wrong. Jennifer Barra. Claps. James Thomas. Perfect. Missy Bliss again. Amazing.
Pretty good reviews from Bigfoot
Not bad.
Willie Jr.
Not bad.
But not Bigfoot. No comment from him.
I might be asking a lot, Bigfoot Willie. I don't even know that. You think the Squatch are surfing the net?
I want to know.
They are the net. That's what I'm trying to explain.
Very good. Very good. I'm with you.
How accurate is Harry and the Hendersons?
Oh, that's a
It's a fine piece of cinema.
Not
but
a cult
I'm
classic.
not certain.
Of how accurate it is? Like,
No.
John Lithgow is pretty convincing.
yeah, transcendent, incendiary.
He is. Your thoughts on John Lithgow?
He's excellent in Third Rock from the Sun. Yeah.
It's very good.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. Yes.
What's Bigfoot Willie into when you're not catching squatchies, when you're not out hunting down Momo? What can you find yourself doing around the house
Hang on
or
a second.
outside?
I feel like a fan is maybe, I don't know if they know Bigfoot Willie Jr. personally. I feel like maybe they're picking at a scab here, but Bigfoot Shirley was cooking drugs in the woods. I'm not. Do we know who Bigfoot Shirley is?
Oh, that doesn't sound.
Are you talking
He's
about,
talking about his
my
mother?
mama?
Oh, Donnie Bravo, Johnny's brother.
Donnie Bravo just got himself a Donnie Brook.
Surely Willie is a saint.
I've never seen him this angry.
I wouldn't even want to be a Squatch in his territory.
I've never actually seen.
Oh, he's heartbroken, for Christ's sake.
My mama's in jail. Well, ain't no
This
damn
isn't
joke.
funny. This is not funny.
For what?
Well, according to Donnie Bravo, for cooking drugs in the woods.
That's true.
Listen, we were making a business out of trying to find the Bigfoot. But the feds,
Who the hell is Donnie Bravo?
probably a fed,
Tell me about the feds.
Yeah. See?
I wouldn't hide from the feds in
See?
California. I'd hide from them elsewhere.
I don't know.
they
Maybe up in the Emerald Triangle.
they said we was running some sort of pyramid scheme. But we were just trying to find Bigfoot.
I
And so then they Were you listening to the song?
I heard the whole thing, Willie.
They took my mama to jail.
I know that.
They said she was the mastermind of a pyramid scheme, and that ain't true. And so it's my life's mission to find a Bigfoot and clear my mama's name.
Do you think a Bigfoot could clear it?
Yeah, if I could just get proof that the Bigfoots is real, then it would just clear everything up.
That's what we got to do.
Fair enough.
We got to go.
Let's help them.
Let's go out and try it. Maybe we'll go out with you. I don't know. Maybe comment if you guys would like to see a video where Craig and I come out.
If
in the woods.
anyone,
Let's no.
could go
Bigfoot
hunting.
Bigfoot Willie, please not to this crowd. Do not do that to this crowd. Please
If you
don't.
could send photographic
I'm gonna stay out
evidence
of this
of
one.
Bigfoot, it would help my cause greatly.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I heard that where's the Momo at? Where's he been sighted?
Ozark,
The
baby.
Ozarks.
Come on, yeah.
They're the oldest mountain range, and they're older than the Rockies and the Appalachians.
100%. Oldest mountain range in the world, I believe.
I think so.
100%.
So,
Thank you.
there we go. Hey, listen, Steve asked you a question before our incredibly rude guest insulted your mother. He asked you what you like to do for fun outside of hunt and squatch.
Well, poetry,
Okay.
cooking.
Yeah, the rest.
Totally.
Dude, I'm.
Has anyone whipped that up yet? Like, I wonder if any of our
You
listeners
think we could have
have
somebody-
whipped it up. Probably whipped it up. We're an hour into it.
People are saying, please go on an excursion with
Okay,
Bigfoot
we might
Willie
do it.
Jr.
We might do
I
a little
love
excursion
that.
out in the
I
woods
love
where we
that.
go hang out. Let's see what my uncle has in his.
Wait a minute, the
phone.
Facebook comments are coming through now?
Yeah, since everything restarted.
Well, these mother lovers.
Hey, do we have a limit on how many people we can bring on this gathering?
Yes,
3. Yeah.
Oh.
2 plus Bigfoot Willie. Right? That's a dumb
I
question.
was asking Willie, not you, motherfucker.
That's a dumb
Shit, I'm
question.
sorry.
I was in a
what?
dumb question. I was asking Bigfoot Willie Jr. Shit.
We have no control over
Mr.
the mic.
Bigfoot Willie Jr.
Oh,
How
I
many
mean,
people?
that was the business we led at Bigfoot excursions.
Okay. So how
Okay.
many? So how many people?
Well, I think a party of 4 would be about the biggest I'd want to go.
All right, perfect.
You don't moan other guys.
Thank
along
you,
here.
sir.
Don't
Thank you
talk
very
to my
much.
help like that.
Yeah.
I already told the guy he had to sit back. This was me and Steve's journey. You give him permission, you just go right over. It's like my kids. You know, one of us tell them something, they go right to the other
I
parent.
know.
Calm down.
Fair enough. What do you got there? Is this some of your? In your title, you told us that you're an amateur expert, but also a children's entertainer. What are some things you do to entertain children, Willie?
Well, I think the biggest hit is usually this one.
Hold on.
Which one was that again?
What are you talking about?
Oh, that's great. That's just great.
That's the number one way to entertain children. That's from a professional.
You're not wrong. I actually don't think. Are you a big fan of the?
What is happening?
Are you okay? Did you eat the cookies?
I didn't see anything.
No, I heard y'all talking about them cookies. I would not have none of that.
I just want to make sure because you look like you were seeing something. There.
That may be the thing, though. I heard of a lot of crops going missing in Mendocino County, in the Emerald Triangle that you mentioned earlier, Trinity.
Did your buddy Georgie Weedbags tell you this?
OG Georgie Weebag says sometimes the squatch can get in there and upset some of the distribution lines, if you know what I mean.
Of the cannabis crop?
Any thoughts?
Have you ever thought to dig around on the cannabis?
Have you seen any in the scat? Any signs
I
of
mean,
weed and scat?
that's interesting.
Thank you.
Possibly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Was he trying to figure it
I
out?
was chimed in about my teeth.
Glad to see Mike is taking good care of his teeth.
Right on.
Bigfoot.
Swisher
True
says Bigfoot
songsmith.
Willie Jr. is a true songsmith and Squatch extraordinaire.
Swish
Swisher.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Swisher.
That's a new one. Okay.
All right, so children's entertaining. You really hit us with a
Swisher.
a club.
Oh.
Does Swisher owe you money or something?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
No, I owe him money. I'm gonna get it to you, buddy.
Oh,
This is fun.
it feels like he's wearing that one.
I love when
feels
Bigfoot Willie comes up.
Bigfoot Willie Jr. I never know how to handle it because the thing is, it's been so long since we talked to him.
I know.
That he could have seen 10 Squatches since the last time we saw him. A
He
year
probably
ago.
didn't. But how can we reach him on social media? How do you reach him? Wasn't there a way to get a hold of him last time? I forget.
I was taught it was kind of
Way
like
to
a
reach
it was like a
him.
crash course. It was like remember the old Everest
reach
College
him.
commercials? Like, what you trying to do with your life, man? You trying to get up? All that extra time you spending on the couch, you could be going to Everest College and getting yourself a special degree. So I did something that was kind of the equivalent of that. I learned smoke signals. This guy's fluent in smoke signals.
Okay.
So that's just kind of our thing. I mean, sometimes I just pick up the phone and I call him. I have to patch through his cousin, I guess, his buddy, his cousin.
Oh, that weirdo.
That guy, yeah.
He's all right.
I learned smoke signals at University of Phoenix.
You see, that was like the original Everest, or
The
Everest was
Phoenix-
the original.
The
University.
Phoenix Indian tribe. Isn't that a tribe?
It's Native
They-
American
Indian tribe.
Jesus,
or
it's like,
indigenous.
it's like you're Archie Bunker, for Christ's sake.
No, I was talking about a tribe in India. You clowns. You guys are insensitive.
about Bengali. Snoochin'.
There's nothing wrong with clowns.
They go through a lot of school. I'll tell you what. I was watching Steve-O the other day. The real Steve-O, the original Steve-O, the Steve-O that.
As a children's entertainer, I know many good clowns.
They do. They put in the work. They put in the hard work.
They're awful. Clowns are awful. Don't like them at all.
Well, everybody I think associates clowns with it and with like painted face clowns, but like there's clowns that do all kinds of stuff.
I could honestly say no. I hate clowns, and they've scared me even before it. I watched it just see if it would like do some kind of reverse shit, like see if I was like, okay, now I'm not gonna be afraid. Nope.
It's a special
Hate 'em.
whistle.
Hate them. Stand them.
Okay, I can see how that gets the Squatch's attention. What are these blue blocks over here? What do those things do?
These are to imitate the way that Bigfoot scratches his back against an oak.
Fuck clowns.
Oh, okay, I'm into it.
You ever met a fuck clown?
Hey,
No,
I'm-
she means like fuck clowns.
Oh.
Motherfucking.
Oh, you mean like? I'm into it.
No, opposite of that.
I'll dress up as a clown.
Am
Put
I
it
wrong?
on.
Oh, I feel like every time we meet up with Bigfoot Willie, I'm entertained. I'm elated. I feel fired up after I hang out with him. Bigfoot Willie, you got like thousands of other songs. Will you play us? How many more are you gonna play us tonight?
I got another one for you.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh my word! I was just kind of throwing it out there, hoping that he did. And booyah chop!
Oh,
Craig Kohler
is a fuck clown.
There we go. Perfect comment. They're coming from YouTube.
Oh,
share
we're
the
just trying,
YouTube
just
stream.
trying to get me hard while I'm live. Let's just do that. Let's just do that right now.
Let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna give you a taste of what it would be like to come to a birthday party or bar mitzvah in which you have hired me as the children's entertainer. So I'm going to need some audience participation.
Oh, I like this.
And since you two are watching me on the TV, I'm watching me. So I'm also going to participate as the audience. That's kind of weird. All right. So
We can do this.
repeat after me.
Okay.
It's a brand new year.
It's a brand new year.
2020's here.
2020's here.
Let's start it right. Well, we just might, 'cause it's a brand new year.
It's a brand new year.
Last year it has come and gone. We danced and laughed and sung some songs. This year nothing can go wrong. That much is clear. It's a brand new year. 2020's here.
2020's here.
Let's start it right. Well, we just might, 'cause it's a brand new year.
It's a brand new year.
Around the sun, Earth's revolution brings us to a new solution called a New Year's resolution. We'll sing so you can hear. It's a brand new year.
It's a brand new year.
2020's here.
2020's here.
Let's start it right. Well, we just might. It's a brand new year.
It's a brand new year. Wow.
Can we play that song forever?
That was
Bigfoot
amazing.
Willie, you
That's
just
a little topical piece.
you warm me cockles, sir.
God dang it.
You warm me cockles.
Woman
so
of the cockles.
Delicious. I just
Delighted.
eat them up. God. You don't get out much, do you, Bigfoot Willie?
Is there
I'm
any?
outside all the time. Mostly, this
yeah.
is about the most in that I've been.
Yeah. What
I'm
are you?
all the way out.
Are you a bit nomadic?
Out there,
Like, do you move from place to place? Do you like to kind of stake your claim? You a tiny house kind of guy? You live in a palatial
yeah,
mansion
good-
off of all
good
your
question.
squatch money? What is a Renaissance man of the woods such as yourself? What does your humble abode look like?
Oh, home.
I think he
Hey
fell
Willie,
asleep.
Willie, hey Willie.
Hmm.
You were talking about home, man.
Oh, yeah, it's such a comfort. Oh.
Apparently so. Fair enough. Willie.
Yeah, what were we talking about? I'm sorry.
We were just talking about
much we
how
love
great
you,
you
man.
are and how good of a musician you are and the songs
So
that you
good.
sing. We love so much. What's something you want to share with the Sophisticated Hoosiers?
do we keep up with
before
this
we
guy?
part ways? Because you got to make this a little more regular. I know California's a long ways away, but call in sometime. Give us a little, give us a phone
Send us
call.
video
here or there.
clips.
Oh, I like that.
I'd be happy to do that, provided the proper equipment.
Fair enough. We'll get you a phone. Yeah,
All right, untraceable.
naturally.
Get your sat phone.
Naturally. Only like a Motorola Razr.
Are you
Yeah,
in the
I was
group?
thinking one of them sat
Are you
phones.
in the Sophisticated Hoosiers group?
I think
Bigfoot
he
Willie?
is. I think Bigfoot
Then
Willie. I think he lurks a little bit.
you've seen it.
I'm not yucking his yum. Maybe that's his thing. Maybe
No
he's a
one's
vo-
yucking
maybe he's-
yums over
Maybe
here.
he's a voyeur. You know.
We don't
You have
yuck
yourself a
yums.
deal.
Oh. Maybe the guy that spends his life hunting Sasquatch is a voyeur. You know. There's not that there's anything wrong with that.
fucking pervert.
How dare you? I work with children.
I know.
It's burners only for Willie.
I was talking about Mike.
No.
I love
Get
Bigfoot
the
Willie
fuck
Jr.
outta
Burners
here.
only for Willie. Pickles Ford says, excellent. It's a brand new year. Bigfoot Willie Jr. is awesome. We love you, Bigfoot Willie. I'll tell you what, we're going to have to go through the annals of Hoosier Sophisticate, and we will get the audio for what he played on our show.
Okay.
I think now we can add to his legend.
I was supposed to clip it like
It's
a year ago.
still probably the coolest thing. These are some of the coolest things we've ever had on our show.
I know.
They're so great.
That's why I didn't clip
They're
it.
so great. I know. I'm good. It's a spite thing. I get it. Bigfoot Willie Jr., thank you so much for
Mine.
joining us.
That was my drink. Actually, that was it.
That was, man.
That's cool. He's got
Get it while he
he's a guest.
can. Get it while he can.
He's a
I have a
guest.
feeling.
What'd you say
Bigfoot-
that was?
I have a feeling Bigfoot Willie just he's just
It
kind of going
wasn't
back
cum.
to be outside. That's fair. That's a true statement.
Come again?
Okay. Hey, what do you think we go to break and then come back and we'll talk
and
about
maybe
some
we'll
of the
shut.
cool...
Maybe the Emerald will shut this whole friggin' thing down again.
We'll try it.
All right, can I send a message?
Please.
Compassion, empathy, and patience.
Compassion, empathy.
Should we all say that at once?
Let's all say it together.
Compassion, empathy, and patience.
That's what's going to lead to the Squatch.
And to everything else.
Ladies, gentlemen, non-binary, sentient, artificial intelligence, thanks for joining us. This is we're going to take you to a break and come back and let's talk about some even weirder stuff. We'll see if Bigfoot Willie, you going to hang around for a little bit? You got to split? You got to get back on the Squatch trail? What's your play, guy?
I play everything but the seat of my pants, which I've reinforced so that if it rips, there's another pair of pants underneath.
You're always thinking. You are a resourceful man.
I gotta say, Bigfoot Willie. I don't know if the Instagram pic or a Facebook profile pic from the studio when he came in. That almost got us banned.
I know. I know. I remember.
I thought, what do you call
it? He had a big old moose knuckle.
He had a big moose.
You have moose in Kimmel, Missouri?
Only when you visit, buddy.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hoosier Sophisticate Show.
James Carlton. Insurance 314-961-4800. Handsome. Amazing. Astonishing. Astounding. Fabulous. Incredible. Fantastical. Phenomenal. Prodigious. Stupendous. Unbelievable. Wondrous. Divine. Fantastical. No, seriously, he's fantastical. You got a house. Go on and get it insured. You got a car. You gotta get it insured. You got a life. Go on and get it insured. James Carlton. Insurance.net. Fantastical. Stupendous. Fantastic.
Do you take our insurance and are you cannabis friendly?
Yeah.
And they all said no. And then at that last phone call, that 8th phone call, I was like, do you know anybody that is? I'm desperate. I've called 7 other people. You're my 8th phone call.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm crying my eyes out. And this lady just felt bad for me and said, hold on, let me call you back in a few minutes. And they called me back and they said that they would take him, but under a certain amount of conditions. And the main condition was that if they felt that cannabis was not working for him, then they would take him from us and put him in and Child Protective Services, and then they would take the other 2 kids too.
Oh,
because they were both underage.
Then
and we would be charged with child endangerment.
So they'd go to federal prison.
Yeah, we would go to federal prison. So we said, bring it on.
Come to Privilege, I got good fries.
This is one of the best Cubans. I try a Cuban everywhere I go. And this is one of the best damn Cubans I've ever had. And we've got a little white cheddar mac here with a little cracker mac. Life-changing, incendiary.
Everywhere I go, I try the Cuban. This time I didn't. I got the grilled cheese bacon burger.
Look at that thing.
With put some pepper jack on there, some jalapenos. And we got some crinkle fries. And all I can say is, oh baby, grow baby.
As you can see, this was once a
delicious plate of coconut scrimps, and I devoured it. And if I had to say, if I had to give it a review real quick, I'd say it's an orgasmic feast of the senses.
And I love meat.
The tensile pain.
See ya at Truman's, guys.
Come to Truman's.
My time in front of the camera since Facebook seems it unnecessary.
You back already?
We are back, buddy, but that's okay. You had to get some agua. Some agua.
Got this awesome coat,
Buddy,
too.
there's all kinds of things going on. We wanted to start the show off with some levity. Well, I don't know if we start off with levity. We start off with a little bit of anger, a little bit of fury, a little bit of fury. We can do this. We can do this. I like that. Remember that scene of Men in Black when he drags the table over to himself? I was like, scoot the chairs as much as I can. Listen, there's some stuff going on in the world.
Yeah, there is.
And I'm going to once again make it a self-important diatribe, because if I'm getting banned for posting pictures and we're fighting the evils of the world who are constantly policing speech, buddy, we got one on our hands right now. We got one on our hands. We don't like to get too political, but we like to talk about current events that are going on here. And we've got a situation. And it's amazing that this isn't the same thing as like a 9/11, right? To me, it's not, clearly. 9/11, there was a sense of unity in the country that, like, hey, there were flags in everybody's lawn. You know, there were a few people. The fight got brought to us for once.
Man, I actually took down my Greek flag. Hung the old stars and stripes up there for once.
Took down the good for you. It's a way to
Took down
assimilate
the
into
old,
the culture.
the
We got a
blue
fucking
and-
sitch, man. We took out a big time target.
I guess.
For what they tell us, right?
That's my first and foremost thing. I don't believe a god dang thing I hear from their mouths. They're controlling the narrative at all levels. On YouTube, I told everyone to go to YouTube. YouTube, you're trash too. Because I can't go on there and search history of Iran without getting CNN's, Fox News, CNBC. Those are the only people that are allowed to tell me what I want to hear on Facebook. I don't want to hear it from them. I want to hear it from Ron, who's been piecing it together in his basement, connecting the dots. That's where I figure out where most of this shit's going on.
The truth's in the middle, right?
Exactly. I want to hear both sides of the shit. So I started with the history of the Middle East, because I don't understand what's... I think I do, but then it's like trying to explain the cannabis situation to someone who's fresh into it. When you're like, yeah, no, it's a great medicine, but then we made it illegal, and then we said, no, it's not illegal, you know, and it's like, I don't
trying to explain to an alien that just came to the planet.
It's like trying to explain the Middle East thing. It's like they're fighting over the Holy Land, and they've built these lines, and after World War I, the Europeans are like, you know, okay, we won. This is a border here, and these tribes go in this area. You're Iran now. You're Iraq. And we're going to prop up these leaders in these positions to kind of just... And that's what we did. I always think the internet is a savior when it comes to this, because I think people could do that shit back in the day because of the lack of communication. You could always say, your life's shitty because of this guy.
Yeah.
Your life's shitty. And now... And I want to get on Facebook groups like, what's going on in Iran? Is there a Sophisticated Hoosiers group? not exactly the same, because I don't think that would fly in Iran, is what I'm hearing. But if there's a group of people who are like, hey, we're here, we're just trying to spread love.
Distance.
Let me in your group. Let me see what's going on. Tell me what's going on in the world, because now I can be connected to those people. How do we connect to those people around the world who can give us snippets of what is going on? Twitter's good for that. Instagram's good for that. But even those people, which we'll get to the streaming pick, those people... Obviously, the powers that be know that those people, once they start trending, then they're like, okay, wipe that off the internet.
An influencer is only as powerful as the platform that they use.
Exactly. So all of that is controlled.
That's what I was, tying it back to that. Like, imagine, we hold these these truths that like our enemies, whether in real war or in like a Cold War scenario, like we've always been in with Russia, and we're in with China. Like there's always a jockeying for power, in that frame there. We're always painting these countries and these rulers that like disallow free speech. We paint them out to be just like, can you imagine living in a world where you don't have a platform to say anything?
Ball gag thing?
We talked about the first band that I got, which was also for a pretty tame thing that I posted.
Walt would have laughed.
Well, the thing that I don't understand is that it was actually shared the following day by someone else, unbeknownst to them, that's what got me banned. And it stayed up, and it was engaged with a bunch of times. Like, was it crude? Sure, but we're a group of adults on a platform that it's a private group of sorts that you have to be accepted into. Like, what is the deal? And people aren't reporting it because we see what those reports are like. We see when things are reported. Right?
Which is crazy.
It's an auto ban type situation, and I think about the last time. This is going to seem silly, but like so many of the people that I'm connected to, and shame on me for giving Facebook this much power. Shame on me for giving one platform. But like I kept in contact with all of my childhood friends, where we find ourselves wherever at in this world, and when a friend of mine's dad died,
that was tough.
I didn't have any way to communicate with them in the amount of time necessary to make sure that they could show up for this. They all would have liked to have heard this.
There he is.
Oh gosh.
There he is.
What
you gotta do it over here?
I thought I was behaving, Mark.
Bad boy. Who's a bad boy? You bad boy. Bad boy. 50 days. You're in trouble. You're a bad man. You are bad for children. I'm going to send you to your room timeout. You got will timeout. Bye-bye.
The argument that like the suppression of free speech is, and I'm not equating like what's happening in the Middle East to fucking racy memes. Like that's not the deal. But it's like it's a step in the fucking wrong direction. Like if there's no appeals process, and think about like when the Arab Spring happened, all this like Twitter, social media was the thing that made it. How many things in the history of time, you just said it, is the internet's a savior. How many narratives were given to us that you buy because you automatically think, no matter where you're at, that your side is the good side. That's just human nature.
You remember the day you realized America is not like exactly the chivalrous white
Captain
knight.
Captain America.
Captain America that didn't kill anybody. He's always like, hey, I'm going to arrest him first because that's justice.
Because it's the law.
Exactly. And then you realize like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, that was a big moment for me. I
yeah.
still wonder, what does it mean to be an American in 2020? What does that mean? Because I felt like when I was a kid, I fucking knew I'm a good person. I'm gonna help people when I see them needing help.
Yeah.
With great power comes great responsibility, and that is my job as an American to put out my best self. I'm gonna be the smartest.
It's interesting.
I'm gonna be the brightest. I'm gonna have the most opportunity. How can I give that back to the world? And now it's like, even in 2006-07 when I went to Europe, it was a different vibe there.
That's what I was gonna say. Like that's interesting that. For you were like, what does it mean to be an American? Like, you were automatically tying like your personal identity to this nationalist ideal, right? Like this story that we're all told, like to be the all-American. And I'm like, I'm not the guy that's like, America's the bad guy, because I truly don't believe that. Like that would be
so
foolish.
nuanced.
It would be so foolish to think that. But I'm also like, we are on the heels. If you've been paying any kind of attention to the news cycle. we are on the heels of finding out that like the Afghan papers blew the lid off of like this whole fucking operation in Afghanistan,
Sham.
and like how many, and it just flew under the radar. Like no, like people brought some attention to it, but then it was just
impeachment.
But then just something else, exactly, or whatever. We're going to be talking about whatever, and then as impeachment becomes the fervor and the language of the land, then all of a sudden, boom, we hit our number one target, a guy that's
Soleimani,
and you know what, the guy's
baddest dude
he's
ever.
killed thousands of people
With roadside bombs
like
and the Quds, right? The
the
Quds
Kurdish forces.
No, it's like QUDS.
Oh,
He's
that's
the head
his.
of the
That's
Quds.
his. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's killed a bunch. Allegedly killed a bunch of. I don't even think allegedly. Like I think he's killed a bunch
that's
of
what they said.
Kurdish
He was
forces
in
and a
charge
bunch
of
of
all that.
American
Yeah.
forces. He's also, as long as we're throwing out stats, he's also the guy that like fought back ISIS.
totally.
Like because that's what war is, right? Like.